Hello, my beautiful angels. This podcast episode is already bittersweet for me. This is episode 65 of season 2 of the Get a Helmet podcast, and it will be the last episode of season 2. So I'm excited to announce that we're going to be taking a juicy, spacious, delicious, well-deserved break from this very powerful podcast and using that time to integrate everything that we've learned. Like, truly, the guests that we've had on this season have been so potent. So many beautiful teachings, from everything to manifestation, money, astrology, somatic movement, all of it, entrepreneurship. There's been so many different categories that we've hit on. So it's time to integrate. It's time for my team and I, the business, the vibration, the entity that is Get a Helmet, to take some space and really step into this next evolution of this business. So many big things are happening right now underneath the surface, and I've been sharing a lot more with you on Instagram about my filmmaking and storytelling and podcast producing, and it's just felt so good. And the biggest thing that I can share with you and message that I can offer you is trust your body. Trust what feels good. Trust that whatever it is that feels good in your body is enough. Follow it. Be obedient to it. That's been the biggest teacher for me lately, has been my body. And I've shared a lot about those experiences on different episodes. So today I want to just do a little recap, jump into some of the beautiful teachings from episodes from this season, and tell you a little bit about a few upcoming things. So I'm going to share full details on a lot of exciting stuff, what's next for Get a Helmet, at the end of the episode. So stay with me for that. But I wanted to let you know, if you're listening to this episode the day it comes out, or perhaps the week that it comes out, I'm teaching a class with Presence, the mindfulness app, on Thursday at 5:30 p.m. I'm going to teach a somatic movement and empowerment class. It's totally free. The link is in the show notes. So I just wanted to grab your attention with that one. If you're looking to get a deeper taste of this work and come join us for free, Presence is such a beautiful app and offering. I actually have meditations and somatic movement practices recorded on their app for you to listen to and use to support you. And yeah, come join us. It'll be really, really fun. And it's actually perfect timing because I've been talking a lot about my brand documentaries and creating these short documentary style videos for women-owned businesses. And that is what Get a Helmet Studio, that is what we are doing. I've been talking a lot more about that and my history as a producer, director, editor, and about podcast producing. And now you'll notice I'm transitioning into talking more about the body, talking more about somatic movement, talking more about your inner voice, that trusting yourself, that trusting your body, that deep listening. And I'm really excited for a few things that are going to be happening in August and in September. And honestly, the entire time we're taking a break, I'm going to be offering a group program, a live group program, and I'm truly so excited. I did one last year, and it was like the beginning of me starting to dabble in fully owning entrepreneurship. And so much has evolved and so much has expanded, and I've launched my membership since then. So this is going to be a really beautiful way to work in an intimate, sacred container of women, to dig deep into the body, to dig deep into somatic movement, into your inner voice, and to integrate the things that you've maybe been learning here on this podcast or on my Instagram page or in my free offerings, and apply it to your life and understand what's on the other side of this anxiety, what's on the other side of these limiting beliefs, the lack, the I'm not enough, the self-doubt. What is on the other side of that? What does it feel like in your body? So we're going to be doing that. And I guess I shared all about the program before I was supposed to on this episode, but it's because I'm so excited about it. So excited about it. So we're going to put a link for you to get access to my early bird offer. I'm not even officially launching this until next month in August, but I know there are a bunch of you that are already on the wait list for this program. It's called Out of Fear Into the Body, because that's exactly what we're going to be doing. And I've had a couple of iterations of this program in the past, and this is really the 2.0 version. This is me, like I've kind of been fully leaning into my storytelling. I'm fully leaning into teaching about the body, the nervous system, and rewriting the stories that quite literally live in the tissues of your being. So it's been a big, expansive few months, and I'm so excited to deliver in this group offering. So the link will be in the show notes if you want to learn a little bit more about it. We're going to get into a beautiful recap of all of these season 2 episodes. And, one quick thing is this year was the first official year that I decided I am 2 feet in with this business. It's no longer, I'm kind of in, one toe out. Now I'm fully in. There's no plan B for me. And I've invested in the business. I've gotten support that I truly, truly needed. And I'm leaning so hard into the things that feel good in my body. And so I just want to lead by example in that way and give you permission to do the same, to listen, to honor, to believe, and to trust what your body is trying to tell you. And my coach, Shoshana Raven, was on the podcast this season, and we had a really powerful episode together. So that's one of the ones that we'll be reflecting on. But she's the one who basically said, Caroline, it's very clear to me from us just getting to know each other that you want to tell stories, that you want to work with the body. Do that. And so here I am. So I'm really excited to come out on the other side of this break and let To Get a Helmet blossom and evolve into its next level of expressing, into its fullest expression. Alrighty, so the podcast, season 2, wowzers, so much going on. I'm going to just be recapping a few episodes here. Highly recommend, this is what I say to everybody, scroll through the entire list, read the titles, even the titles alone. This is a beautiful exercise of listening to your body. Which one grabs you, go there. There's a message for you inside of it. Listen to your intuition. First one I'm going to reflect on. This is season 2, episode 24 with Heather Whitaker of To Be Magnetic. This was a big one for me. She's one of the To Be Magnetic coaches, and I have done the To Be Magnetic work. It's all about manifestation, and manifestation through the lens of energetics and rewiring your subconscious. So getting to the root of things that are blocking you from calling in all the things that you desire, because all that manifestation is believing you are worthy of what you're calling in. And so Heather Whitaker and I talk all about this. She really breaks it down. She's so inspiring. Season 2, episode 24. Go check it out. I also had a brand documentary client. I've had 2 brand documentary clients on the podcast. This one was with Ryan Curry. She is an incredible movement, dance, fitness instructor, but she's also had a big year, and she got sober. On this episode, we reflected on her journey, and this was prior to shooting the brand documentary, because this is part of the brand documentary process. We go in with no camera on. We have a conversation. She shares her story. She shares her vulnerabilities. And she told me everything. She told me the whole story. And then we decided to capture movements and images that would match that emotional kind of pull. So season 2, episode 36, we talk about numbing your pain in the moment rather than feeling your actual feelings. So that's a big one there too. And all about sharing your story and the power of breaking free from shame, truly. We also had a plethora of what I called mindful minisodes. Season 2 was the birth of mindful minisodes. These are the short mini trainings on everything from the nervous system, anxiety specifically, the body, somatic movement, empowerment, 10 to 15 minute long potent strikes to support you and to teach you, to help you, to inspire you to be all of you. So you can go back and look through those and press play on what feels resonant. They're like little mini pep talks. That's kind of like what I made them for. And I also have a ton of meditations on the podcast too. Like perhaps you are new to the show, go back and play those. It's like a little free meditation library. Okay, let's keep going here. Season 2, episode 38. I'm totally jumping all over the place, so bear with me. This one was a deeper way of connecting and learning my story and my experiences with anxiety. So you can go in, you can listen to this. This is the one with Danielle Bentz and I, where she actually interviewed me. And I share so many different intimate parts of my story and why I am here today. And it felt really nice to kind of have the microphone be in someone else's hand and them be interviewing me. So you can check that one out. Danielle was also on the podcast, season 2, episode 32. This episode was so powerful because she was the biggest inspiration for me to listen to what your body is saying, trust it, and follow it. Those are her 3 words. She flipped her life upside down because her body was screaming at her. She was really suffering with her mental health. She quit her job. She went to India. She got divorced. She changed her entire life. This episode is about trusting yourself on a bone deep level and doing things that probably do not make sense on paper. So we have a lot in common in that department. So let this one inspire you. The next one was with Patrice Washington, which was a huge deal for me, like expansion, like crazy. Patrice is a leader in the space of wealth and money. She's an author, she's a mother, and she actually reposted our podcast episode on her podcast, which has like millions of downloads. So amazing. #blessed. Season 2, episode 39. That is the conversation with Patrice. We talk about financial abundance and creating wealth, chasing purpose versus just chasing money, and healing your trauma, the importance of healing your trauma, of understanding the things that happened in your childhood that are getting in the way of you living your life today and you thriving. So I was so happy that Patrice brought that up because that's my jam right there. And it was such a powerful episode. She is literally a well of wisdom, and her Instagram is at Seek Wisdom PCW, I believe. She's all about wisdom, but that's because you say 2 words to her or she says 2 words to you and you're like, whoa, wisdom. Like so deep, deep. We also did an Instagram live that you can go check out on my IGTV. I'm just remembering it now because I was like, oh my God, you'd think I'd hear it all in the podcast, but then the IGTV was just like, every word she says is so inspiring. If you're feeling a moment of like, I don't know if I can do this, it's not possible for me, oh my gosh, go watch this IGTV. She's just like, boom, boom, bam, yes you can, bye. You know, she's such an incredible leader and coach. Okay, the next episode I'm going to talk about is season 2, episode 41, and that's with Shosh, my coach. So this episode was right when we started working together. We talk about embodying the person that you're becoming. So as you know that you are evolving and growing and expanding as a human being, embodying this person that you are on your way to be, because they exist within you already, right now. And we talked about taking these giant trust falls with the universe. So you know, like when you do the trust fall and you lean back and someone catches you, doing things like that and knowing the universe will catch you. We talked about that recently with Holly Sloof as well. And we talked all about her Reiki practice, but oh my goodness, this episode is so, so good. I mean, investing in Shosh's coaching was the biggest leap I'd taken. One of the biggest leaps I've taken. Also this year and like over the past couple of years have taken big risks by exiting relationships that felt out of alignment for me, even though on paper they would check all the boxes. I mean, like, the trust muscle workout has been so real, y'all. So real. And it seems to be a theme Trust is a theme. Surrendering and trusting your damn self is such a theme of season 2 and this year. Goodness gracious. Okay. Season 2, episode 19, going way back. This one was with Vitaly Buford. We've done a bunch of Instagram lives together as well. She teaches all about perfectionism. Yup. I'm looking at you, the one who thinks the things that you do are not good enough and you won't do them until you think they're perfect. These little codependent tendencies because you want other people's validation and people to like you versus your own self feeling in alignment with what it is that you need. Such an incredible teacher. She's also an author. I mean, like, honestly, the women on this show floor me. Floor me. Go check that one out. She's doing incredible work. Season 2, episode 20. This is with my first ever business coach, Des Davis, aka the Rich Witch Yo Yes Queen. The Rich Witch. You can take the Yo Yes Queen, like that's not part of her Instagram handle. We talk about decolonizing wellness. Des shares her magic. She's an incredible teacher. She is literally so deeply connected to the divine and pulls your divinity out of you. We talk about your infinite worthiness. Every time I talk to Des, I'm like, I can do anything. I can do literally anything. So she's an incredible woman of color who lent her time to this podcast to talk about the Black Lives Matter movement, to talk about decolonizing wellness, to talk about the wellness industry and the spiritual communities being dominated with white, thin bodies. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for her teachings. Couple more, y'all. So this isn't even all of them. I'm just like picking ones that jumped out at me. They're all incredible. Kelly Mosser. What an incredible teacher. She is the intuition queen, the tarot queen, the make spirituality fun goddess. Episode 36, season 2. Our conversation, her story is so powerful. Something that happened to her when she was like 2 years old that saved her life, and how it connected her deeper to her intuition. And she is just the most incredibly powerful witch, goddess queen. And it's been a pleasure to watch her business grow from the sidelines, cheering her on. Like I said, the women on this show have been so incredible. She teaches all about spirituality, meditation. She teaches you how to read tarot. She's got a beautiful membership community. Go check her out if you don't already follow her. Okay. Last specific episode I'm going to share about. This is with the queen of all things nervous system, Victoria Albina. She is such a smart lady. Season 2, episode 33, we talk about anxiety, codependency, and the nervous system, like the ins and outs of your nervous system and how the patterns and the responses of your nervous system are learned. And they are learned because earlier in your life, that's what kept you safe. And oh my gosh, she's just like one of the deepest teachers. Listening to her podcast, the Feminist Wellness Podcast, is just like, yes, yes, yes. She's got an incredible group coaching program. And we really, in this episode, at the root of it all, we're like, is self-love. It's feeling loved. It's feeling like you are enough. So this episode is like, get your notebooks out, take some notes. Like, you're going to learn a lot about you and your trauma and healing yourself and dropping shame along the damn way. So that's that. I also just wanted to mention that the first half of season 2, I really was only talking about the second half, because the first half of season 2 was truly dedicated to research for my short film In This Body, which is dedicated to women's body image and self-worth. I was in a rabbit hole, y'all, of learning about body positivity, body neutrality, inclusion, women's bodies, why we feel the way we feel about our bodies, why it's not our faults that we feel the way we feel about our bodies, talking to some incredible teachers like Dr. Jillian Murphy. Go listen to those early episodes on season 2. I also have sneak peek like interview audio clips from the interviews from In This Body, where I interviewed 3 different women about their relationships with their bodies. And some of that audio is what's used in the final film. So if you're into storytelling, you're into body image, you'll love it. It's really, really powerful to hear these conversations. And like I said, meditations dripped throughout, mindful minisodes dripped throughout, so many different topics covered, and all that I can say is thank you. Thank you to you listening to this right now. Thank you to Lauren, my incredible podcast editor, whose birthday is this week. Yes, Leo Queen. Happy birthday to Lauren. Thank you to this business. Thank you to every single guest that was on this show. I mean, my mission on this planet is to elevate your mission. And I think that's become so clear for me this year. I want to elevate the missions of women. I want to amplify the voices of women. And that is what we are doing, creating brand documentaries. That is what we are doing, working in group containers and in my membership, getting into the body and rewriting your damn story if it's not working for you. Tapping you into that inner voice. And then producing your podcasts. Whether it's producing the entire thing from record to launch, or perhaps it's just helping you get in there, get into alignment with what it is that you're talking about, helping you speak from your truth, from your solar plexus, and grow and perhaps monetize. This is what we're going to be focused on during this break. We're going to be focused on stories, on filming, on producing podcasts, and in my group container, diving deep into the body, and in my membership doing the same. So I will miss you, and I love you, and I think it's so important to normalize taking rest and taking a break and taking space. I know I can absolutely get caught up in the I need to do more. I don't feel complete because I didn't do 7,000 things today, especially when you get into the like go, go, go energy of entrepreneurship. And so this feels a little difficult for me, but it also feels really necessary to take some space, to integrate, to connect deeper with you all in smaller containers, and to let Get a Helmet grow and expand into her next level of being. So I love you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your beautiful messages that you send me in the DMs, whether it's a text or your reviews on Apple Podcasts. P.S. If you're listening to this right now and you haven't reviewed the podcast on Apple Podcasts, please, please, please go do that. It means the world. And if you feel like you've gotten inspiration from this work, I would so appreciate that you go leave us a little love note over there and give us a rating. And here's what you can do while we take a break. Come follow me on Instagram at getahelmet_. I would love to have you in my membership, in my more intimate group offering that I'm going to be doing in the next month or so. And I'll put all that information in the show notes, by the way, so you can check it all out. But while I'm gone, you can practice with my full-length somatic movement practice that's totally free for you. We'll also put that in the show notes, so you can use that. You can use the meditations on the podcast. You can re-listen to the episodes on the podcast. You can connect with me on Instagram. And I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to hear from you. I don't even know what season 3 of the podcast is going to look like. I don't even know when it's going to happen. And I'm going to let that feel imperfect for right now, because I'm going to find out in the stillness, in the spaciousness, what the next step is. And I think it's important to allow ourselves that divine feminine time to flow, to grow, to integrate, to be in it, to bask in it. I mean, there are over 100 episodes on this podcast in total, and I've been doing it for 4 years at this point. Pretty wild, pretty wild. But like I said a million times already, I am so incredibly grateful for you. Thank you for being a part of this community. Whether we've worked together or whether you just listen to this podcast and it helps you in any way, I see you. I honor your exact journey. And you are more than enough. Period. Period. End of story. Hopefully I get to see you during this break inside of a class, maybe the presence class that's this week, maybe inside of my membership doing our full moon dance rituals, or perhaps inside of my intimate group offering that's happening August or September. We're trying to figure that out. Stay tuned, everyone. Thank you for being exactly who you are. I'm so excited to see what happens next. Thank you for being along this journey and this ride with me. And I feel so incredibly grateful for this platform, for you, and for everything that it is growing into. I'll see you very soon. Bye.